So, what is mindfulness? Well, one of the many definitions of mindfulness is that mindfulness is paying attention on purpose to the present moment without judgment. So, in that paying attention, we're paying attention to any one or more of the senses or emotions or thoughts. So, meaning, if we're being mindful, we can be aware of all emotions, thoughts, and sensations, not just the pleasant emotions. Sometimes we hear misconceptions that mindfulness is being in a magical garden with butterflies around you and everything is happy and peaceful. Well, happiness and calm and peace can definitely be side effects of practicing mindfulness. But some of the times when mindfulness serves us the most is when we're having the strongest, what we deem unpleasant emotions, so that we can bring attention to that and we can actually feel all of our feelings, allow them to be as they are, so that we can process them and more quickly let go, so that we don't stuff the emotions, which would then cause dis-ease in the body. So mindfulness, like any skill that we're trying to practice, takes practice. We can't just expect overnight results. It is not a magical instant cure. It takes practice. And so we might, as we're sitting down and allowing ourselves finally to be still and allowing ourselves to be instead of do, we might become aware of habits of ours of, oof, I keep thinking about that. Perhaps something, that we're worried about in the future, or perhaps something we're ruminating about in the past. So mindfulness is not absence of thoughts. Absolutely not. Our attention likes to wander, and it will wander for anyone. But we are strengthening mindfulness muscles in the brain when we are able to notice when our attention has wandered, and then bring our attention back to whatever our present moment anchor is, such as the breath. So it is okay if thoughts keep coming into your mind. You can just label them thinking, or planning. Notice them and then return. So mindfulness is secular because the benefits of mindfulness, such as greater attention and decreased reactivity, those are skills that can be appreciated and valued by any type of background or religion. And so many people adopt them into their specific groups, but that doesn't mean that mindfulness itself has any religious affiliation. It does not. Mindfulness can be practiced by anyone of any age, no matter where you are or what you're doing, free of charge. That's something amazing about it. And mindfulness is compassionate. There are actually two wings of mindfulness. There is the wing of clear seeing, which is the awareness that we most normally think about, but then there's also the wing of compassion, meaning that how we pay attention is just as important as the fact that we are paying attention. And so because it is a compassionate practice, mindfulness is supposed to be something that we welcome in. It is not a discipline tactic. Now, I have taught in a few different countries and taught all age levels, but I will tell you that mindfulness as a side effect does show better behavior, especially, well, I'm going to say especially from children, but really from all ages. So it can help as a preventative measure to teach everyone mindfulness, because as a teacher, it's way easier to teach kids who are mindful. They take responsibility for their emotions and actions, and they tend to be more collaborative and work more productively afterwards. That is a side effect. That's not a guarantee. And So it should not be used as a punishment. So mindfulness, part of the definition is non-judgmental, meaning we also are not judging ourselves for what we're judging. When we are practicing mindfulness, we're able to take a step back and kind of observe what's going on within us without being caught up in the story of it and this endless cycle of the emotion getting worse and worse. If we judge ourselves for judging, it makes it worse. Instead, we can just note, this is anger I'm experiencing, or this is irritation or boredom or whatever it might be, without judging ourselves, because suffering equals pain times resistance. So we need to allow whatever is there to be seen. And because it's non-judgmental, that means that mindfulness is also not perfection. It is not perfection. We can't expect anyone, when acquiring a new skill, to be able to sit down for, an hour on end and be perfect at it. So, like any new skill we're developing, start from where you are. If it's 1 minute or 2 minutes, awesome. Start there with just paying attention to one or more of the senses. So I hope you learned a little bit about mindfulness. As always, I love it when people ask questions and share ideas. People asking for what they need is exactly what inspired me and my life coach friend, Nathan, to create our beginners mindfulness e-course, which feel free to check out the landing page. But please, I encourage you to ask questions, and thank you for watching. Wishing you all the best.